Welcome back to another video, and in today's video, we're going to be doing re-ranking every single NFL quarterback. You guys have been really seeming to like the running back, the tight ends, the wide receivers, so we are going to be doing the quarterbacks. Before we get into today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if you like the content, it really helps me out a lot, and I think you guys, well, I hope that you guys enjoy the content. And I hope you guys all enjoy this video. So at the top, we have the elite quarterbacks. Below that, we have the great quarterbacks. Below that, we have the average quarterbacks. Below that, we have the, should be a backup quarterbacks. And below that, we have the should be out of the league quarterbacks. Got a lot of quarterbacks to go through here. I just want to say I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. And let's get into it. The first quarterback we are going to be rating is... Who is this? Who is this? I don't know who this is. Shoot, I don't even know. I think this is, oh, shoot, I don't know his name. I don't know who this is. I'm just gonna say should be out of the league because I've never heard of him, so he probably should be out of the league. Next up, we have Desmond Ridder. I think he's a backup right now. He's a backup. But at the end of the year, he started looking a lot better for the Falcons. I think he can actually be a pretty good quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons organization in the future. Next up, we have Jameis Winston. Honestly, at the end of the year, obviously, I'm not going to actually, I'll rate things in order. He's better than Desmond Ridder, but he is a backup because he literally is being like a backup. Andy Dolan took his place and swept it with him. I mean, Jameis Winston started the season, should have kept going in the season, but instead, Andy Dalton took him, and Andy Dalton played quite well. So you have to give credit to Andy Dalton, and you got to put Jameis Winston as a backup. Next, we have Kenny Pickett. Yeah, I'm just going to put Kenny Pickett in average because it's going to be near the bottom of the average, but we know the potential of Kenny Pickett. We know how good he can be. We know he was the best rated quarterback in the draft, pick-wise. So we know how good he can be, but he just has to show it to us. Next up, we have Kirk Cousins. This year, he was great. I'm not going to say he's quite elite because I think there's another level of elite quarterbacks, but he was great this year. With the Vikings, he got that Vikings team to a 13-win season. If that's not a great quarterback, then what it is. And he also had an amazing year stat-wise. His touchdown interception ratio went up a lot better, and he just overall was slinging the ball better. Next up, we have Malik Willis. He's a backup right now, but I think he showed some signs. I think he showed a little bit more potential than Desmond Ridder when he was starting. Actually, no, he didn't. He didn't. If we're being realistic, he didn't. But he should be able to start because Ryan Tannehill does not look good. Again, I do not know who this guy is. I'm sorry. Don't know who this guy is. I'm sorry. Don't know who this guy is. I'm sorry. I don't know. Sorry for that. Next up, we have Ryan Tannehill. Like I said, I think currently Ryan Tannehill's average still, but he's not better than Kenny Pickett this year. He just wasn't. He had a bad year, and the only reason why the Titans even had a chance at the playoffs was because of Derrick Henry, and that was it. And the defense. The defense played decent as well. But my goodness, Ryan Tannehill had a terrible year. I mean, awful. Again, it's not his fault because he has no weapons to throw to, but he could have done still a lot better. Next up, we have Taysom Hill. Don't really consider him a quarterback anymore. He's definitely more of a tight end, but this year he had a good year. I'm just gonna say backup though because he is a backup tight end, backup quarterback. Tight end though, he's great. It's just not a tight end tier list, so I'm gonna put him back up. Next up, we have Lamar Jackson, elite. I don't think we really have to talk about this. When he was not injured this year, he was amazing, and the Ravens were so good at the beginning of the year with him. When he got hurt, the Ravens were terrible. So, according to that, it shows that how much of an impact he has on the team. Lamar Jackson's elite. Next up, we have Matthew Stafford. I'll give credit and just say he's top of average, but my God, Matthew had a bad year. He had a really bad year. I mean, he had a couple of good games at the start of the year, but then he got hurt, and then even when he came back, he didn't have Cooper Kupp, so he just was not that good. He just couldn't be. He didn't do that good. Next up, we have Cam Newton. They should be out of the league at this point. He should just retire and also just get rid of that hair, please. Next up, we have Zach Wilson. Right now, he is a backup. We know he has potential, so I'll put him at the top of the backup. But he's pretty terrible right now. He's pretty awful. I just think that right now that Mike White is a better quarterback than him. Next up, we have Daniel Jones. Great. Daniel Jones was great this year. I don't think he's quite better than Kirk because we need to see more from Daniel Jones, but he's still a great quarterback. He had an amazing year. I really was happy with how good Daniel Jones actually played this year. He played amazing. And with the amount of weapons that the Giants have, which is nothing, he really made it work. And he really deserves a lot of praise for making that Giants team a playoff team. Next up, we have Derek Carr. I gotta give credit to Derek Carr, man. The Raiders treat him unfairly. I hope he leaves, and I hope he does super, super well somewhere else. He's still a really good quarterback. I'm putting him in average because the year was not that good, but we know how good he can be. We know he can be great. Next up, we have Sam Darnold. At the end of the year, he did look really, really good. I'm just gonna put him in average, probably ahead of Ryan and ahead of Kenny Pickett. Just this year, I mean, even probably better than Matthew Stafford. Realistically, like he had that good of an end of the year. It's kind of crazy to say that, but I'm gonna put Sam Darnold right there. Next up, we have Jared Goff. I'm putting Jared Goff in elite. Jared Goff had an amazing year. He made the Lions a team that nobody even thought could have be in the playoffs, almost make the playoffs and have a winning record. That's not an elite quarterback. Then what else can you say? I know Daniel Jones did that as well, and he actually made them make it to the playoffs. But Jared Goff's stats were much more impressive. Next up, we have Mac Jones. I still gotta give him credit. I think he definitely is a reliable starter. He's just nothing crazy. I think he deserves to be probably here. I don't think he's as good as Derek Carr, but I think he's still a solid quarterback. Next up, we have Trey Lance. I'm sorry, man, but you gotta stay healthy. I'm just gonna put you in backup, probably ahead of Hill, Malik Willis. I'm gonna put him ahead. I'm just going to put him at the top backup because I think he has shown more signs of potential than Zach Wilson, but he needs to stay healthy, and Brock Purdy's looking a lot better than him. I'm not going to consider this Brock Purdy. I'm just going to say where I put Brock Purdy. I put Brock Purdy in great because this year he played great. Next up, we have Trevor Lawrence. Was really, really good this year. I think he goes in elite. I think we got to give him credit and put him in elite. I think he's even better than Jared Goff for this year. Trevor Lawrence, especially from the way that he from last year, which was I think the most interceptions. My God, he had an amazing year. I mean, he carried the Jaguars to the playoffs. Also made them get past the first round, and with the amount of weapons they had, it's just nothing crazy. He really made it work. He made the Jaguars go from a terrible team to a very, very solid team. So give him credit. He's elite. Next up, we have Dak. This year, he's top of average. He was not that good this year. He was inconsistent. He threw a lot of interceptions. I think he had the most interceptions of any single quarterback. And again, I'm gonna go back to it. His consistency was not good. He never got into a rhythm in the season, and I don't know if that was injury related or what, but he was not that good. Next up, we have Justin Herbert. I don't care about how he played this year. I think he's still elite, and I think he still deserves to be. Actually, realistically, Jared Goff's great, top of great. I'm gonna do that. I think Justin Herbert deserves credit though. Herbert was amazing this year. I mean, he still was amazing. I know he wasn't as good, but also he had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams out for almost half the year, and he was still able to make the Chargers a winning team and make them into the playoffs at 10 wins. I think he's still elite, amazing. Not as good as Joe Burrow, but I think he's really good. Next up, be Jalen Hurts, elite, and he's because there's to go to the top of the elite. There's only one quarterback that was better than Jalen Hurts this year, and I'll get to him later. But Jalen Hurts is the second best quarterback in the league this year. Hurts was amazing on his legs, through the air, and it shows that when he actually got some good weapons, he started to go crazy. Next up, we have Jimmy Garoppolo. Again, he right now is kind of a backup. I think he deserves to be ahead of Trey Lance because he has been known as being a reliable starter. Actually, I'll put him in average, top of average, because on any other team, he could be a starter on he could be a starter on like 10 different teams, I think. Next up, we have Kyler Murray. This year, where do I put him? I'll put him right here. I'm not putting him ahead of Sam Darnold. I can't do it. Sam had a better year, even with less time. Kyler Murray did not look good this year. He needs to work on not just running out of the pocket so fast and needing to be more calm. And he was just not good this year. Next will be Kyle Trask. I'm not even going to rate him. Should be out of the league. Matt Ryan, this year, he should be out of the league. I'm not even going to lie to you. Matt Ryan needs to retire. He was so bad this year with Indy. I thought Indianapolis was actually going to be a decent team. But my God, they were terrible. They were awful. Should be out of the league. Next up, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick. He should be out of the league. I think he should retire as well. Great career again, but you know what? He's reliable. I just think he should be out of the league because he wants to retire. I don't think he's gonna have another job. Next up, we have Taylor Heinicke. Very, very underrated quarterback. Very underrated quarterback. I put him here. No cap. I put him there. He's a very, very underrated quarterback. And if you don't say that, then you're kind of weird. How is he not an underrated quarterback? He had an amazing year. And I don't know why they start Carson Wentz at the end of the year. Why are you doing that? Start Taylor Heinicke. What are you guys doing? Next time we have Tua. Great. I don't think he's quite elite. I don't really think he gets past any of these guys because of injuries. But we know how good Tua is. He was amazing this year with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. those three connected so many times. Great. Next up, we have Carson Wentz. I'm saying should be out of the league because of how bad he was. Why are you not starting Taylor Heineke? Why are you not starting Taylor Heineke? What are you doing? Carson Wentz, he should be out of the league because he made a guy like Taylor Heineke who had potential and just started him as a backup. And then he started and he was terrible. Carson Wentz was awful this year. Next up, we have Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the league. I mean, I don't really have to say anymore. He is the best quarterback in the league, and he's going to win MVP this year. He deserves it. He's the best quarterback in the league. It's just simple as that. Next up, we have Aaron Rodgers. Oh, what did I put Aaron? We know how good he is. We know how good he is. But this year, I think he still deserves to be top of average, though. Top of average, and I have no problem saying that. He was top of average. He was still had a decent year, just not as good as his MVP years. Next up, we have Russell Wilson. I'm not going to put him in backup. I'll just put him, like, here because we know how good he can be. And also, it shows that maybe, like, the head coach was the problem and maybe it's not all his fault. But he still had a really bad year. Next up, we have Drew Lock. I mean, he's just a backup at this point. He's just a backup, but he really shouldn't even start with how good Geno Smith's playing. And Geno, by the way, I put him in great. Next would be a Baker Mayfield. I think he's a backup for sure, but he's probably like top of backup because I think he's the most serviceable out of those guys. Next up, we have Davis Mills. I mean, he's a backup, and he's like the low backup because he's not good at all. Probably ahead of Drew Lock, but that's about it. Next up, we have Josh Allen. I'll put Josh Allen in elite. Where I'd put him at number 3, and I think he deserves to be number 3. I think he's still. I think there's one quarterback that's going to go ahead of him later. Well, there's only 2 players left. Let me just get that out of the way. Joe Burrow's going to be the other elite one. We'll put him right there. I think we should have 5 in elite. So I'm going to put them 2 down. And it's nothing bad against Justin Herbert or Trevor Lawrence. I just want to have 5 quarterbacks in the league. And last but not least, we have Justin Fields. Before he got injured, he was amazing, and I even put him like here. Justin Fields was amazing this year. He was incredible. Just on his legs, they finally started giving him a chance to run the ball. And then when he started doing that, he got into a rhythm. And although the Bears' record was so bad, he was the reason why they actually kept close in games. And that's the end of my tutorial. If you guys like this tutorial, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are currently at 241 subscribers. If you are new and you enjoy the content, please make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!